Do you know why most men stagnate at their estimated income level, while some magically build empires and amass colossal fortunes? They are unaware of an ancient secret, carefully crafted in the tantric temples of India, the hermetic schools of Egypt, and the teachings of the world's wealthiest dynasties. This secret is not about working harder. It is not about finding the perfect economic model. This is the energy you expend to create, and the source of this energy is not within you, it is beside you. Tantric masters spoke openly about this. Feminine energy is the driving force behind masculine success. Without it, a man can dream, work and strive, but creating true wealth becomes virtually impossible. Today, I'm going to reveal something that will transform not only your view of money, but also your relationships, your business, and your ability to attract abundance. Because what we're going to talk about today isn't theory. It's about the mechanisms of creating material wealth at the level of the energy fields. Look at the statistics. 95% of books on spirituality and personal development are bought by women. 90% of participants in personal development seminars are women. And yet, 85% of billionaires are men. A paradox? No, a clue. Women naturally possess creative energy, intuitive, receptive and connected to the invisible world. They perceive flows, possibilities and hidden paths, but they often lose the masculine structure, the action, the ability to integrate it into the material world. Men possess this structure, this capacity to act in physical reality, to build, to organize, to materialize, but they lose the energy. They lose that magnetic force that transforms ideas into money, projects into results. The ancient tantric masters understood this on a level that Western civilization has completely lost. They knew that man was not made to generate wealth on his own. She was created to receive feminine energy and transform it into physical reality. Sun and moon, yang and yin, Shiva and Shakti. The problem with modern man is that he tries to be both sun and moon. He tries to create from nothing, instead of receiving and shaping the abundance that feminine energy naturally generates. And this is the result. The average man works 12 hours a day, builds a business, develops strategies, analyzes markets, but the results remain mediocre. He becomes exhausted, loses his enthusiasm, and feels like he's disturbing an invisible force. Why? Because he's trying to fill an empty vessel instead of connecting with the source. Observing thousands of entrepreneurs, whether successful or not, reveals a clear trend. Those who built true empires were almost always surrounded by a powerful feminine energy. A wife, a partner, a mentor, a mother, or they possessed the intelligence to connect with the feminine energy of nature, art, and life itself. In the tantric tradition, there is a fundamental principle that Western civilization has almost entirely lost. Shakti, the feminine energy. She is the very creative force of the universe. Shiva, the masculine energy. It is this consciousness that directs this force. Shakti without Shiva is an uncontrollable power. Chaos, a formless potential. Shiva without Shakti is a dead consciousness. A disembodied idea, a design without substance. Listen carefully. Feminine energy is not limited to emotional support or sexual pleasure. It is literally the creative force that brings reality to life. But he needs guidance. He needs masculine willpower, focus, and determination. In ancient India, the princes of Isis knew this secret. Isis, goddess of magic and manifestation, has always been depicted as the source of power. But this power manifested itself through Osiris, her male counterpart. Osiris was the king of the physical world precisely because he knew how to receive and direct Isis's energy. In the Hermetic tradition, we find the concept of alchemical marriage, the union of masculine and feminine principles, both internal and external. From this union comes the true transmutation of milk into gold, and gold is not a metaphor. This is literally about material abundance. Neville Goddard, in his lectures, often spoke of the feeling of fulfilled desire. But where does this feeling come from in man? Man is by nature a being of action, structure, and logic. This sensation comes to her through feminine energy. It opens her to the emotional state necessary for manifestation. Friends, if you have read this far, you are ready for a deeper understanding. What I'm about to share isn't for everyone. It's for those who are ready to rethink their relationships, their masculinity, and their connection to the feminine principle. Write the word Shakti in the comments if you're ready to open this path to abundance. This is not simply a comment, it is your intention to accept feminine energy as the source of your material power. Take a moment to write, because we will discuss the practical mechanisms later. And without this intention, it won't work. Let's now analyze the mechanisms at the level of energy flows. This is not an esoteric abstraction, but a concrete physical phenomenon that modern science is only beginning to understand. The HeartMath Institute has conducted research demonstrating that the human heart generates an electromagnetic wave 1,000 times more powerful than that of the brain. This energy thread can be measured several meters from the body. When two people are close, their threads interact, influence each other, and create a resonance. The feminine energy thread is magnetic in nature. It attracts. The male wire is electrical. It protrudes. When these two forces unite harmoniously, they create what the ancients called the alchemical fire, a force capable of literally transforming reality. This is what actually happens. When a man is in the presence of a woman under her influence, his energy is amplified tenfold. His ability to concentrate, make decisions, and perceive opportunities increases exponentially. Why? Because feminine energy opens access to the right hemisphere of the brain, to intuition, imagery, and emotions. This is where the ideas of the subterranean world are born. The left hemisphere, logic, action, structure. This is where man is naturally strong. But without the right hemisphere, without sensitivity, without intuition, negotiation remains a mechanical struggle. Here is a concrete example. A man prepares for a negotiation. He sees numbers, analyzes situations, constructs logical arguments, but he feels nothing. For him, it remains a mental exercise. Yet this same man then discusses this agreement with a woman, or after an intense connection with her. Suddenly he senses whether this agreement is wise. He intuitively perceives the hidden risks and opportunities. He makes his decisions not only with his head, but also with his heart. And this decision turns out to be infinitely more precise. Tantric tradition describes 3 energy channels in the body. Ida, the feminine lunar channel, is located to the left of the spine. Pingala, the masculine solar channel, is located on the right. Sushumna, the central channel, is the seat of alchemical union. When men and women are in energetic contact, it is not necessarily a physical sexual act. A simple presence, a touch, a look can suffice. Their energy channels synchronize. Feminine energy activates the man's Ida, giving him access to feelings and intuition. Masculine energy activates the woman's Pingala, providing her with the structure necessary for manifestation. And when these energies unite in the central channel, an explosion of creative force occurs. In Sanskrit, this is called Bindu, the point of creation from which a new reality materializes. In practical terms, this means your wisest business. Decisions won't come from long hours spent analyzing spreadsheets. They will emerge from your first connection to the feminine principle. Through a partner, nature, art. Then filled with this energy, return to your work. You will immediately notice the difference. Where there was difficulty, there is now fluidity. Where darkness reigned, an unexpected solution emerges. Where doubt reigned, clarity is now perfect. Time for concrete action. How can a man use feminine energy to attract abundance? Here are 5 steps used for centuries in tantric temples. Step 1. Awareness. You must recognize your need for feminine energy. Not women as objects. Not sex as a source of pleasure, but feminine energy as an engine for wealth creation. This realization removes the block that modern man has, believing he must accomplish everything alone. Close your eyes and say to yourself, I recognize that my power to create wealth is amplified by the presence of feminine energy. I open myself to this union. Feel how something within you touches you, opens up. Step 2. Purification of intention. Feminine energy is magnetic, but it is drawn to purity. If your intention is manipulative, if you want to use the woman as a tool for your own gain, the union will not work. Worse still, it could turn against you. Ask yourself, what abundance do I wish to create? How will this abundance benefit not only me, but also the woman with me in the world? Feminine energy supports only creation in service to life, not ego. Step 3. Energetic connection. This can be physical contact with your partner, without necessarily being sexual. This could be a hug, holding hands, meditating together. The key is to establish an energetic connection, to feel your energy fields merge. If you don't have a partner, you can connect with the feminine energy of nature by sitting by the water, under the moon in a garden. Feminine energy is the earth itself, nature, the matter from which all things originate. In this sense, your role is not to take, but to receive, not to demand, but to open yourself. Breathe deeply and imagine how, with each inhale, feminine energy fills you, gently but powerfully like a wave. Step 4. Formulate the intention of wholeness. Now filled with feminine energy, you formulate your intention to create wealth. Not as a loser, but as a creator. You are already fulfilled, already whole. In this state, you simply declare the form this fullness will take. Imagine what you desire: money, business, success. But do it with the feeling that you are already rich inside. Feminine energy gives you this feeling. Your task is to give it concrete form, purpose, and structure. Visualize what you desire not as a distant dream, but as the natural result of the energetic union you have created. Feel your intention becoming more powerful. It is no longer just an idea. It is alive, charged with energy, magnetic. Step 5. Step out and take action. After formulating your intention, step out. Trust the feminine energy to nurture your creation. Like a woman nurtures a child. You don't control the process. You don't check the arrival date of the money daily. However, you do take action. You take concrete steps to obtain what you desire. This is the masculine aspect, action in the material world. Feminine energy operates on the invisible plane, opening doors, creating synchronicities, and attracting the right people. Masculine energy manifests through concrete actions. Together they create the complete cycle of creation. I'm going to tell you a story that perfectly illustrates this principle. Imagine a 38-year-old man, let's call him Marcus, a successful entrepreneur, owner of a technology company. In theory, everything seemed to be going perfectly. No communication, no workshops, no team. But he wanted more. He wanted to expand, conquer the international market, and attract top investors. He tried everything: business consulting, sales training, strategic team working sessions. I was working 12 to 14 hours a day. The results were mediocre. Growth was slow, but it didn't live up to his expectations. Marcus was divorced. For 3 years, he had lived alone, completely absorbed by his business. According to him, his relationships began to distract him from his goals. He thought he had to succeed first, then build a personal life. And that's the whole point. His energy field was rigid, dry, closed. If you could feel it, you would understand what I mean. It's all in the head, nothing in the heart. He tried to create wealth through the sole power of desire and logic. However, desire without emotion is merely an empty command. One day, he discovered information concerning the principle I am explaining to you today. Masculine energy without feminine energy is like an engine without fuel. First, he reacted impulsively. Then he felt the need to find a woman to enrich himself. It's a form of manipulation. But then he began to understand. It's not manipulation. It's about opening oneself to feminine energy to achieve wholeness. And from this wholeness, wealth naturally flows, not as a goal but as a consequence. She established a simple practice. Every morning, before dedicating herself to her professional goals, she took 10 minutes to connect with feminine energy. This could take any form: listening to music, watching the water, communicating with his mother or sister, or even simply imagining the presence of a woman. For the first 2 weeks, nothing changed. But he noticed something strange. His business decisions became more intuitive. He began to perceive the right actions rather than just analyzing them logically, and an inner force drove him forward. In the 3rd week, an unexpected event occurred. At a business conference, he met a businesswoman who advised international companies. They talked, without a word, without any attempt at seduction, just a conversation between two professionals. But during this conversation, something strange happened. Their ideas, which had previously seemed vague, suddenly became crystal clear. He spoke, she listened, she asked questions, and from this dialogue, their business vision was born. They started seeing each other. At first, not as a couple, but as allies. She helped him develop international strategies. But something more important was happening. In his presence, She felt a confidence she had never experienced before. Her intuition sharpened. He was making decisions faster and more accurately. 2 months later, he attracted his first investor. 4 months later, he closed a deal with a European company he had dreamed of for a year. 6 months later, the company's revenue had tripled. He then described his situation as follows. Before, I was trying to push back reality, to break down a wall with my head. Now, I feel the flow of the river and let myself be carried along. This sensation comes from the feminine energy that accompanies me. It brings nothing concrete to my activity. It simply exists, and in its presence I feel more whole, more authentic. My decisions become wiser, my actions more effective, and the world responds. It's alchemy. He did not exploit women. He liberated feminine energy and allowed it to complement his masculine power. And together, they created what was impossible separately. It is crucial to analyze the risks, because the power in question is very real, and all real power comes with responsibilities. Mistake number 1, manipulation. If you perceive this practice as a way to exploit women to achieve your goals, it will fail. Worse still, it will backfire. Feminine energy perceives intentions. It does not open itself to those who want to take, without giving anything in return. True union is a mutual exchange. You access feminine magnetic energy, but in return you offer protection, structure, and direction. You help feminine energy manifest in the material world. Mistake number 2, dependence, and some men, upon discovering this principle, fall into the opposite extreme. They begin to believe they can't do anything without a woman. That's also a trap. Feminine energy isn't a mixture. It is a catalyst. It amplifies what is already within you. But if there is emptiness within you, no energy will be able to reflect it. First, you must become a fully realized man. Then feminine energy will amplify your power tenfold. Mistake number 3, the exchange. Energetic contact with the feminine principle does not necessarily imply romantic or sexual relationships. It could be friendship, a romantic relationship, or even a bond with a mother or sister. Don't impose the physical realm where only the energetic realm is needed, and vice versa. If you have a partner, don't turn your relationship into a business. Love her for who she is, a woman, not a commercial tool. Energy will flow naturally from genuine intimacy. Mistake number 4, ignoring the inner feminine. There is a feminine energy in every man, yin moon. This is about your intuition, your sensitivity, and your receptivity. Working with external feminine energy does not replace internal integration. Jung called it the anima, the feminine part of the masculine soul. If you deny your anima, you will remain attached even in the presence of a woman. The practice harmonizes the inner and outer feminine principle. Mistake number 5, expecting immediate results. Alchemy takes time. You can't meditate with a partner and expect 1,000 things to happen tomorrow. Energetic connections mature. They deepen. They demand consistency, trust, and patience. But when the union is genuine, the results are inevitable. Not through specific actions, but because one becomes someone else. You reach fulfillment, and from this fulfillment, abundance naturally arises, like fruit ripening on a tree. Now let's try a simple exercise. This will take you 3 minutes, but it will be your first step towards alchemical union. Make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Place your left hand on your heart, and your right hand on the lower part of your chest, a few centimeters below the base of your body. This is the center of your vital energy, called hara in Japanese. Take a deep breath. With each inhale, imagine a red light entering your body from the sky, traveling down your spine and concentrating beneath your right hand. This is your masculine energy, concentration, intention, power. Now, imagine a female figure beside you. Not a particular woman, but an archetypal feminine principle. Goddess, mother, sister, beloved. Every image that appears glows with a red light. Ask him for help. Do not ask weakly, but strongly, like the sun inviting the moon to dance. Say to yourself, I invite you to union. I guide and protect you. You inspire emotions and a magnetic pull in me. Together, we create abundance. Feel how the red light of the feminine figure penetrates your energy field. It does not dissipate its red light. It interconnects with it, like 2 lines on a sword. Red and red, sun and moon, yang and yin. Now, keeping this union in mind, imagine your wish. Money, business, success. Everything you wish to achieve. But imagine it not as a separate image, but as the fruit of this union. A natural product of masculine and feminine harmony, your desire is filled with energy. Red light gives it structure, form, and clarity. Red light infuses life, magnetism, and attraction. Savor this sensation for a few moments. Breathe it in. Let it become more real than the space around it. And now let go. Direct the feminine energy toward unity. Open your eyes, but remember that something has changed. The seed has already been sown. The rest is just a matter of time. If this practice has resonated with you, if you've even understood what I'm talking about, proceed as follows. First, watch this video. Repeat the exercise daily for the next 2 weeks. Morning or afternoon, it doesn't matter. What's important is regularity. Alchemy demands consistency. Secondly, observe the changes in your life. How are your relationships with women evolving? Your partner, your colleagues, your friends? How is your intuition evolving? How is your ability to attract opportunities evolving? Thirdly, indicate in the comments if you are ready for more in-depth practice. If there's enough interest, let's organize a meeting. I'll make a follow-up video where I'll reveal more advanced tantric union techniques for attracting abundance. Finally, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because what I teach here isn't exhaustive. It's a journey, and each video that follows will gradually deepen your understanding. Remember, you're not alone. Beside you, whether visible or invisible, a feminine energy is ready to support your creation. Your role? To open yourself to it, to invite it in, give it direction, and its fulfillment will not be an effort, but a dance. Ancient civilizations knew what the modern world has forgotten. Man and woman are not simply two separate beings seeking pleasure or procreation. They are two halves of the same creative process. When they unite in harmony, physically, energetically, or simply through consciousness, they become divine, literally, because they create material reality through the strength of their union. You can continue trying to create wealth alone, exhausting yourself with the task, developing strategies until you make a profit, analyzing the market to the point of exhaustion, and perhaps you will achieve something, little by little, at the cost of considerable effort. Or you can understand what the great masters of antiquity understood. Creation requires union. The sun and the moon, gold and gold, masculine and feminine. And when you open yourself to this union, not through manipulation, but as to a sacred dance, the world opens to you. Money will come not because you earned it through hard work, but because you attract abundance. Opportunities will present themselves not because you sought them out, but because you went with the flow. Tantric masters said that when the masculine and feminine unite in harmony, the third element is born: creation. This creation can be a child, a business, or a fortune, but it is always greater than each of these things. So let feminine energy into your life, not as a threat to your independence, nor as a distraction from your goals, but as the key to the abundance you seek. Because abundance isn't what you receive as a reward for your efforts. Abundance is what you become when you accept your wholeness. Masculine and feminine, sun and moon, Shiva and Shakti. Dance this dance and see how material wealth is not a goal, but a natural consequence of your fulfillment.